We're gonna have 10 minutes of just nothing. Okay, let's get into it. Get an eyelash. Keep going. Alright, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have Brushes and Brows, Sydney Houghton.
Hello.
AKA my best friend.
Her best friend. She's my best friend too. We're best friends.
Oh yeah, today's video is going to be a kind of insight on long-term relationships from me, mostly from her because she's in it for the long haul.
The longest of the hauls forever. So one of us dies.
Okay, so I had like 5 questions written down and I had like all this organized and that paper just got lost in the wind. So, like that eyelash. How do you think that your relationship has lasted so long in an era of like where long-term dating isn't a...
I would say, for me personally, I think...
Background? About you and Jonathan?
Oh, I thought you were going to say the background. I was going to say I really like the lighting. I think it's doing things to me. What do you guys think? Let her know in the comments below. What my background on John and I. John and I'm 20 years old right now. Her birthday's in March, mine's in July, so we're the same year, but she's 4 months older than me. So I'll be 21 this year, and John and I, our anniversary is in October, so last October made 5 years that we were together. I met him when I was 15 and he was 16, so he was only a year older than me. And we got engaged 2 years ago, so a little bit, I would say like the year that he got out of high school. I got out of high school prior to that. Separate story. But so we've been together for 5 years and a couple months. We've been engaged for 2 years and we've been living together since May of last year. I would say that's a pretty generic backstory.
That is a lockdown relationship. Oh, back to the first question. Your relationship kind of standing the test of time.
One of the things that Chase and I were talking about when we were discussing the questions for this video today just discussing was me and Jonathan are not like a perfect couple. I don't really think there is a perfect couple like that exists. I think there is healthier relationships than others.
Amen.
I think there's people who are better for each other than others. You know, sometimes there's people in relationships that are like polar opposites and you're like just so confused. Anyway, the things that I think in my relationship, because like I said, none of them are perfect, that has really got us to the point that we're at is communication. You have to be comfortable going to your partner and saying whatever it is on your mind. You should not have to feel like you're walking on eggshells or you cannot tell them how you feel. And I see so many people that are in relationships that beat around the bush sometimes when they're trying to like get their point across.
It's so frustrating. That's one thing that I have never had a problem with. I have like, I can fully emote. Like you will know
this is how I feel. I'm a woman that if you're with me, you won't be confused if there's a problem. Like I'm just gonna tell you, this is the problem. But that's how adults, in my opinion, that's how they should communicate.
Yeah, if you're one of those people that lets their like partner just walk around and do whatever they want and then you get frustrated but never say anything.
Right.
In my mind, it's like, do you even have a right to be frustrated because they don't even know if they're doing anything wrong?
You're only hurting yourself when you're doing that, and it doesn't really help anybody to keep it in, because at the end,
I was looking at your piercing.
At the end of the day, if you're with somebody who you feel like you can't, if you're with somebody who you feel like you cannot voice your opinion to, that is a red flag. Number 1 for me would be communication. Number 2...
Because even if you guys are different, but you can talk about your differences, or you can compromise, or you can just... You have to be on the same language. Like
I wouldn't even put compromising with communicating.
Straight up. Because
especially when you live together. She's trilling right now. Lily...
Oh yeah, especially when you live together, because like
that's when shit gets real.
Yeah, you don't even know what things will bug you, but like which way the toilet paper roll goes over, what side do they keep their toothbrushes on, where they put stuff, like their pantry compared to your pantry, like you know.
Especially if you are 2 people that have already lived in your own places and then are moving together. Like John and I, for example, lived in our parents and moved out together after knowing each other or being dating for like what 4 years at that point. Mm-hmm. Then we moved out, but we had never lived in our own places together.
Yeah. Pros and cons of that, though, is Sydney was used to the way her parents' household was run, and John was used to the way his household. So now they're coming together, kind of learning.
We make our own rules for the house, so that's great.
Like, middle grounding their rules as to where I live. My boyfriend has his own apartment. I have my own apartment, and we're going to be looking at houses soon together where we already are established in what we want to do, which is good and bad. Like they say, old dogs in new tricks. That's kind of how it is when you've already got your own thing going, and then you try to mesh someone else with it. Luckily, Sam lets me steer the ship.
He knows what's, like, not important to him, but what is important to you, and respects that.
He told me I was going to be the personal house designer, and I was like, damn straight, because if you try to argue with me about it, you're going to hit a wall. I am the type of person that has an environment. I have to feel like my space is my own, and if you try to squash that, like, it's already off the bat not happening. It's not happening.
In case it doesn't work out with Sam and y'all were curious.
Oh, why? It's because that table looks good in the living room.
So, because we're both ADD and ADHD,
So
like,
I don't even know what's going on.
Communication, compromising. Another thing is trusting each other. I mean, if you feel like you have to, like, check their phone, it's either them sketching you out, or it's you sketched out from something previous that maybe they don't deserve. You should be able to trust them to literally do whatever. Go out of town, be out late night, go to a friend's. If it's a guy, have a girlfriend. If it's a girl, have a guy friend. You should allow them to be their own person.
That's something I struggle with. I know that's hard. I know it's hard because my first serious relationship I ever had was with a dirtbag. Like, he just cheated on me. He was terrible. He tried to control who I was, what I did. He didn't even want me to go to prom. I'm like,
there's going to be two types of people that are either controlling you out of insecurity or controlling you out of, like,
they're doing
maybe they're cheating on you, and they are, like, in their subconscious are like, oh shit, I don't want this person going out. Maybe they're going to do what I did. How could they not? That's what I did. Like, why wouldn't they? So trusting them.
I feel like if they get mad about, like, you didn't text me back in 15 minutes, what are you doing? Like, bitch, what did you do with your 15 minutes? That you're all sketched out about what I'm doing with my 15 minutes.
What did you do with your 30 minutes?
Because, like,
Brooklyn style pizza. Anybody remember that commercial? I'm sure somebody does.
Thumbs of Fury. I've been in 3 serious relationships. One was a year, one was 2 years, and this one is like 6 months. But the difference between my previous relationships and the relationship I am now, one, communication and respect. The second one, I got the respect in the beginning, but communication was never there, which turned into disrespect. And then this one is a happy medium of respect, and even if we are very kind of opposites attract, but about each other's, like, differences, yeah. It works.
Another thing that I was thinking about with, like, standing the test of time for a relationship, for me, I feel like way bigger than you, and I know that I'm not. It's just 2 level chairs.
So high up.
I know. But one of the other things that I was thinking about is going into the relationship with the same wants out of life, with the same perspective on serious issues, whether that be children, religion, politics. It doesn't need to be exact, but you need to be in a compromise.
Or mutual respect.
Correct. We could have different religions, but if you don't care and I don't care, then that's not a concern. Whatever, it's between you and your partner. If it doesn't bother either of you, it's nobody else's damn business. It doesn't matter.
True. Kids.
That's the thing.
And money, financials are 2 things that you need to be on the same page about, though, because
and that's why we're doing this video together.
Exactly. If someone else wants to have kids and you don't want to have kids, don't pursue it. Yes. That's just, you'll never fulfill each other.
Amen. Preach to the choir. I know people who personally deal with stuff like that and are currently exiting a relationship because one of the person wants them, the other person doesn't, amongst other reasons. That's huge. Because we are 20 years old. I mean, yes, we're giving advice to maybe not children. We're giving advice to maybe girls or boys that are younger than us. And then we're also talking to people that are our age and experiencing that within their next 5 or 10 years. So it's like...
And we both had kind of the same but opposite ends of the spectrum. She's been with the same person for 6 years, and in those 6 years that she's been with her boyfriend, I have been with, I would say 2, like, because I'm still in this relationship, still developing into what it's going to be. So I would say like
3 serious relationships.
3 serious relationships.
This being the 3rd.
Yeah. And that sounds like a lot, but
no.
I got my first relationship when I was 16, and we dated on and on. We dated, and then we stopped dating, and then we dated.
If you don't learn from your relationships, then you're wasting your time. If you just, I mean, that goes with anything in life, but especially because it's somebody you get so intimately close with, like, you need to be learning and taking things away from if it doesn't work out. And, you know, problems if you are still together. Mm-hmm. John and I clearly have had problems, but we've both taken and learned from them. That's why we're...
Something that reminded me of that might be a little sticky to get into is sleeping with somebody it's such an extra step, and if you're not sure, it can really just mess things up. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like it clouds judgment on both parts.
I almost thought you were talking about sticky with me. I was like...
Oh, no. More...
I was like... What are we getting into?
More likely with, I feel like it's more likely in women because we're more connected to our emotions. For the most part, I'm not like generalizing.
We're physiologically pumped with emotions and hormones. It is not something that we can help or control. Don't get me wrong, that gives no bitches excuses to go overboard and just be ridiculous, but just know when you're being ridiculous.
Yeah. Know the line. That is something that has taken me a very long time to learn about myself. Know the line. Know it. Here's the line.
Know it.
Because if you cross the line, you're wildin'.
It's true. Edit at least 100% of me out.
Like button down crew. Yes, go on. Your hair is. Are you growing it out? Are you like on the teeter totter?
I don't know. I'm on the teeter totter right now.
I live for the short hair. I feel like we're sophisticated beaches.
I just feel like we're adults.
Me too.
Not that long-haired people are children, but...
If you have long hair out there, you're a child.
You're a baby. Yes. Is this how I should be feeling today?
I hate everybody. No, I like that. So exciting. My brow pushes my boobs into the center so I get like this tri-boob thing.
I wish I could get a tri-boob.
No, you don't. I literally spent all day shoving my boobs back to where they're supposed to be.
This is a video. I'm taken.
Hence the video title.